Alright guys, welcome to Honeysuckle Group. We got our Florida racing car here and we're about to go qualified in the super late model series. So let's go lay down a pole position lap time. Hopefully, we'll see what we do. Alrighty, so Honeysuckle Speedway, definitely a little bit more on the typical configuration. Very light baking for the most part, but definitely a very fun track. So you kind of want to run the bottom if you can, but only if the car is willing to go down there. If it doesn't, then it doesn't quite work out for you. But you can get some pretty good lap times on this track, minus that one. That one's not so good. Car's not quite one to turn like it was. There we go, not too bad, starting 10th. So we'll see what our top 10 looks like here. And we got Samantha Bell up there. She needs to be able to get and hold that position to be able to get the points. And we are in the top 10 running with all the other regular guys here. Eddie Crawford, Brian Ramirez, Harry Nelson, Kevin Murphy. So we'll see what we get in the race. Alright guys, if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, please do so. It helps out the channel a whole bunch and it means a lot to me that you're watching. Thanks a bunch. Alrighty guys, so here we go racing in our Florida Racing Super Late Model car. Let's see what we can do on this short track night of racing in the Super Late Model Racing Series. We got Samantha Bell out there to early lead. Let's see if we can't move up here just a tad. So we got Eddie Crawford right here in front of us in the 53. Definitely like this track a bit more than the other one. Not quite as, I don't know, that track was just, the whole temperature of the track, the tires and everything, I don't know, it was not one of our better races. And yeah, we bent quite a few pieces of our suspension. Once we got the car back, we bent quite a few things on that, so no wonder the car wasn't working quite as well as we had hoped it would. So definitely not what we needed to see points wise, so we need to have a good points day here if we can. And definitely, got a little bit loose there on the apron, so want to watch out for that. Let's see, we got Kevin Murphy here right in front of us, Harry Nelson, Brian Ramirez, and also Samantha Bell right up there. So far having some good lap times. And we should have just a bit more of traffic in this race, as this track isn't as big as the one we were racing at last week in New Mexico. So we should hopefully be able to use track traffic to our advantage just a bit. 75 laps, quite a lot for this short track, but they do seem to tick by quite quickly there as we put a 12.55 down on the track. Much better than our qualifying run. Somehow with cars on track you're just able to run better lap times. I'm not sure what it is. I guess it's just kind of you're able to see where everyone else is running, so that helps, but also I guess it just shuts off how much of the actual track you can race, and so you end up racing the fastest part of the track. I'm not sure how that works, but some sort of optical illusion that helps you start running some faster times. As we're racing with Brian Ramirez, he's underneath us, sliding up. We're going to get past him. Harry Nelson here in the 4. We got Samantha Bell underneath him. Let's see if we can cross over both of them here into 3. Not quite. We should be able to get Harry Nelson though. And Samantha Bell into 1. And we're able to get her in 1. Nice. And the 129 in our way. Give him a bit of a bump and move him. Wow, the rear end's starting to come out again. Not what I wanted to feel. Especially on this track. A track with a little bit more banking like Bristol. A little rear end coming out during the corner isn't really, I don't really mind that too much because it usually helps me make the turn a bit better, but on this, that's a little bit on the flatter side. Yeah, you don't want to feel that. That's not what you want to feel. You want to have a little bit more grip on a track like this that doesn't quite have as much banking as Bristol does. And Try and move under the 25 here. There we go. So Samantha Bell's falling back some. We got Brian Ramirez, Harry Nelson moving up. So Eddie Crawford has been, I mean, he's got some wins this season, obviously. Brian Ramirez has as well. But I'm actually surprised with how quiet, for the most part, Eddie Crawford has been. He's either winning speed, as we've seen in 2 of the races where he won back-to-back, really good day for him, or he just kind of hangs around top 5 or falls all the way back. I mean, he can fall to about 15th already, so that's not been helpful for him for his points season this year. As usually he is very consistently up in the front, so seems like he's doing pretty good today, but still, just it's been a very on and off season for him, that's for sure. Obviously, we haven't raced that much, so I'm not really surprised at all season, for the most part. But, yeah, definitely have been watching him, and he is, like, really, really good. So I'm not sure what's going on with his team, whether it's car setup or just he's off his game. I'm not sure, but he's definitely had an interesting season for sure. 53 laps to go, and we have taken over the lead. Brian Ramirez still pretty close to us. I'd like to lengthen that out a lot further than it is, just in case we make a mistake, as I don't like how the rear end of the car quite feels as you accelerate through these turns. It just kind of gives me, just a little bit of a spin there, a little tire spin, a little bit too much. So to be able to maximize on all that, we need to work through this traffic very, very quickly and make sure that we stay up towards the front. And make sure that Brian Ramirez falls a lot further back than 3 seconds. Samantha Bell working Lady Crawford, Harry Nelson, they're all kind of stuck in a group, so they're probably stuck going through some traffic. Yeah, ooh, God. There we go, cars hit on the back stretch there. That's going to put some time between us and Brian Ramirez. Definitely like that. Looks like Samantha Bell has gotten free of the traffic. She's moving forward to move back up to 3rd. Pole sitter, so she needs a really good day for her points battle. So that's definitely something that she's been in need of. So just watching those points back behind us and keeping on moving past all of these guys nice and cleanly. They're lapped down, so they're being pretty much nice and respectful for the most part. So definitely thanks to them for doing that. Not sure how many cars we're going to end up putting a lap down this race. If we get some cautions, that'll change things up. But right now, yep, hit that apron again. Don't want to do that. That will bring the car around. That's also going to heat our tires up just a bit, which we also don't need. You can see Eddie Crawford right up there in front of me. We also got Kevin Murphy in this group as well. So if we can put those guys a lap down, that would not hurt my feelings one bit. So luckily, got a really nice car. We put this thing together very, very nicely back at the former Xfinity shop. So thanks to all the hard-working guys there that got this put together for this race. As we've torn up quite a few race cars this season, so they've been working overtime, as we don't really have that many chassis for the super late model team laying around. We got the 03 in our way, get past him. The 105 Eddie Crawford there right in front of us, to see if we can't go catch him. Got the 4 of Harry Nelson right behind him. So slowly moving through the traffic here. I like this track, it's really fast. Has a good feel to it. Can't remember exactly what it reminds me of. It's almost, It's like a faster Richmond almost. Just a little bit on the funner side, I think. You know, I'm just trying to think of a track that it reminds me of. Kind of like a Richmond, just obviously some not quite as doesn't have as aggressive banking, and it also ends up being a lot faster to drive. It seems like. We got Harry Nelson there right in front of us, trying to get to his rear bumper, as they're cycling through traffic at the same time we are. So trying to get to him here. "32 laps remaining. And so far, once again, haven't had too many cautions in this series. That's the only thing that could really mess up our timing here, as we get past Harry Nelson there, put him a lap down. Get a little bit loose off that apron again. Not too bad. We got Eddie Crawford there right in front of us. We'll try and get him a lap down here as well. A little bit loose off that turn. And we got to him. We just gotta complete the pass here. And he's holding that bottom line nice and tight. Good job. Yep. And he gets loose. We're able to clear him. Now it's on to Samantha Bell. I believe is right about here in front of us. Getting held up by the black car there. Yep, 45. Samantha Bell right there in front of us. Oop, didn't mean to do that. She checked up a little bit more than I was expecting. There we go. We put her lap down. She's going to come back to the inside. And my car got loose. And I came down the same way she was going past. And not much I could do to correct on that. I ended up letting go of the throttle because the car was trying to come around on me. And once you stop throttling, you do lose turn, and I could not avoid her there, unfortunately. So that's going to hurt her day, as she falls behind Eddie Crawford there. Luckily, it hasn't fallen too much farther back, so that's nice. But yeah, I just came off that curve and just ended up having the car turn to the left. And couldn't quite correct it in time there to keep her from getting hit, so that's a bummer. 21 laps remaining here. Trying to get to Brian Ramirez here. He's right in front of us. I think at 10 seconds though, I think the likelihood of him being able to pass us is mute. Yeah, it's very unlikely. But never say never, because our car is getting a little bit on the swirly side, which I'm not very appreciative of. Let's see here. I mean, we're heating up the right front as usual. All the other tires look decent. Obviously got damage on the front end like normal, and that's just from regular traffic racing, so nothing major there. Car still feels decent though. Getting a little bit loose off of the corners and on throttle, like I was saying before, just doesn't quite like going the throttle in the turn, just kind of starts spinning and gets really, really loose. And we're getting to the one there just a tad. He checked up again. Ever so slight content there, that kind of lifted him up a bit. Putting up the dent to our front end. We have got Brian Ramirez in our sights as we got 14 laps remaining. And we should be able to get to him. And all of this is just to put him a lap down. We're not even racing for position. As we have had a really good race. Watch out for the 86. 86 collects somebody. No caution there. we are to him. And we're going to put him a lap down. He's going to try and cross us over underneath. We're able to block it. So there we go. We have put all of our competitors a lap down here. Very nice. He's going to try and get under us again here. There he goes. Crossover move. We'll cross him back. It's not overly important, but still, wouldn't be kind of nice to have everybody finish a lap beneath us here at the track. 75 laps, I would have imagined we would have had a caution, but amazingly not. Officials have decided to be very, very lax on the caution flags. Not totally sure of the reason, but definitely have not been willing to throw it for much of any reason, honestly. I think we've had 2 so far this season. Seems like that's right, about 2 this season. Alright, coming around to have 6 to go. We are almost finished with this race, and the car has done a great job. The team did a lot of good work on it. Basically, we didn't have to do any setup changes whatsoever. The car unloaded and felt great right off the trailer in practice, and obviously had a decent qualifying run. Let's look at our info here. Our best lap time this race was a 12:4.72. So it's a really good lap time there. So we've been doing a good job with the laps. And let's take a look here. We got a little bit of aero damage, not too bad. See the tires slowly wearing out there on the right side. Had a really good race though. Like it. 2 laps remaining here. We're going to come around and collect that white flag, and then we're going to come and get the checker. And that's 1 lap to go, presented by Combustion Gamer Gear, where you can get the Florida Racing merchandise on shirts, hats, stickers, etc. And here we go, and we have won it here. Nice. So there we go, the Honeysuckle Grove Speedway, and we have won. Looking at the top 10, we got Brian Ramirez, Samantha Bell, Harry Nelson, Eddie Crawford, Robbie Collins, Kevin Murphy, Ned Hill, Chase Jones, and Tommy Bailey, all there in the top 10. And the highest lapped car we had, a 7 laps, Al Compter, Zach Edwards, and Eddie Crawford Jr., I believe is who that is. Interesting. It's a nice race. Alright guys, looking at the championship standings, there we go. Brian Ramirez still there with 730 points in the lead. Got Harry Nelson from 709. We have jumped up to 703, so sitting 3rd in the points standings. And so basically Kevin Murphy, I'd say, is more than likely out of the championship standings at this point for sure. So I think we finally closed that up for sure to about 6th is what it's looking like right now. It's only 1 lap to go before the championship race in the Nashville Fairgrounds in Tennessee. So that is what we got going on. I'm not sure why we exited out. Let's get back in. Okay. So anyways, Walnut Creek Speedway is going to be up next. 50 laps of a half-mile track with low banking. That sounds like it should be terrifyingly interesting. So we'll see you guys there, as we need to get some, basically we need to get another win to make sure that we can get the points we need to win the championship. So that's up next. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys here next time in the Super Late Model Racing Series with our Florida Racing car. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.